Hello, good morning, Peter Hayward here. I've had a request from one of my friends on YouTube to show you how to play a simple tune in all the different keys. What do you do, what do you think about? So that's what I'm going to do. Come over the keyboard. I'm going to use a little keyboard. I'm using it as a piano, nothing complicated. I'm going to show you the relationship between the left hand and the right hand when you play in different keys, so you can begin to transpose without using the transposer button. Come over the keys and I'll show you how to play a simple tune in 12 different keys. And the simple tune that was suggested is Mary Had a Little Lamb, which in England is also known as Merrily We Roll Along. And if you look, you'll see that the left hand is going to give lots of tips to the right hand as to what notes to play and where to play those. And as long as we remember those tips and those patterns, then when we alter the keys, when we go to different keys, the left hand is going to give the tips to the right hand, and whatever we do to the left hand, we do to the right hand. Let me explain. We start with the key chord. We're in the key of C. We're in the key of C, and we start on the middle note of the chord, which happens to be the third scale note. So now we've got our first clue is that we start on the middle note of the chord with the melody. 3, 2, 1. So it's scale note 3, down to 2, down to the C. So that's the pattern, we know that pattern. Then we're going to have to change the chord to the second chord. When we play on the melody, we play scale note number 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. When we go to the scale note number 2, we go to another chord. Now where is that chord? Have a look at the first chord, is C, E, G. We're going to go to what they call the dominant, which is the fifth chord. So now the left hand is telling you what it wants to play next. It's saying, hey, we're playing a G7. But we're not going to play it right up there, because then you have to jump your hand up. So let's take that note down to there, that note down to there, and do what we call inversions. So it's still exactly the same ingredients, but they're in a different position. And we'll call that chord number 2. So when we play chord number 2, which is G7, we play scale note number 2. And then we go back to the key chord. So the chord C tells us that we start on the middle note, the melody, we start the melody on E. And now we're going to change the chord to a G something, it's going to be a G7. There's your G7. So the chord, the key, the original chord has told you what chord to change to. We're going from there, we're going to change to the second chord to G7. So the top note of the chord becomes the name note of the next chord. Remember that, and then we're going to put all this into different keys. Right, so now let's go up, we'll go up to D major. So first of all find the chord of D, there's the chord of D, and now we need to start the tune on the middle note of the chord, which is F sharp. It's a good idea to play the scale of the key that you're going to play in. Just play the first scale, and you'll get used to where the black notes are, if there are any. So now we start on that middle note, which is the black note. 3, 2, 1. Now we need to change the chord. What chord do we change to? Look at the top note of that chord, the first chord, D. The top note is A. So we change to an A7. That's the dominant. Second note. Start on 3. A7. Right, let's kick it up again. Let's go to the key of E flat. There's your note that you start on, the middle note of the chord, and here's the scale of E flat. It's quite difficult, look. So we've got 3 black notes to worry about. So we start on the middle note, which is G. There's your chord, E flat chord. Start on the top note, follow it down, 3, 2, 1. This time is E flat itself. Now what chord do we change to? The top note of the chord is B flat, so we want to play a B flat 7 and then go back to E flat. So start with the E flat, and the E flat chord says, hey, change now to a B flat 7. So let's go again, start with the middle note, change to chord number 2 and play note number 2, F, which is F. Now note number 3, 3, 2, 1. So it's like equations, whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. And once you've got the pattern as to whether you start with the middle note and the top note and all the rest of it, those patterns go from left hand as you shift the left hand. Let's shift the left hand again, we'll move it up to F. Let's do, no, G, let's go even higher, as long as the camera will see it. Here we go. We've got G, I'll do it an octave lower there. Now, so it starts on the middle note of the G chord. Start on the middle note, there's your melody. Go 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 3, and when we change to chord number 2, we're now going on to a D7. The chord is telling you what chord to change to. It wants to play a D7. Here's your D7. In fact, let's play the G a little bit lower. Here we go. D7, back to G, start with the middle note, sorry, I'm going to keep the chords exactly the same in the root position. D7, G, now chord number 2, note number 2 in the right hand, chord number 2 is D7. Let's do a difficult one, let's do a really hard one. Let's do A flat, the key of A flat. Miss, 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 play, work out the chords. Right, there's your first chord. You're starting on which note? The middle note of the chord. So we start the melody on C, and we're in the key of E flat. So we play the scale of E flat, of A flat rather, A flat, the scale of A flat. We've got 2 black notes. Now the chord changes to top note of the chord is E flat, so it's telling you we want to play an E flat 7, please. Go back to A flat. Oh, that's quite a nice change. That's quite comfortable, that. So here we go, start with the middle note of the chord. Missed it, played it completely wrong. Not that easy. Here we go. B flat. Now change to an E flat 7 with the second chord, the second scale note. Now 3. So it starts with 3, 2, 1. Look, we're in the key of A flat. Start with the middle note of the chord. We're going to change to an E flat 7. Now we're going back to the key chord, which is A flat. Start with the middle note. E flat 7. Now if we go up to A major. Now what's the chord? What's the next chord going to be? Look, E7. There's an E. We're going to go onto an E7. So once you have found the pattern of the relationship between the left hand and the right hand, then you just keep that pattern like a template, and every time everything moves up or down, then you do exactly the same. D major again. start with the middle note. A7. Thank you for listening, and I wish you lots of luck with your different keys. And of course, as always, I wish you happy music. Music is simple when you approach it simply and just enjoy the music. F. There we go. I've finished now. Thank you very much indeed. I'll see you again shortly. Bye bye for now.